The most popular lookup function in Excel is the Vlookup. We're going to use the Vlookup to look up the description, the price and the supplier of any particular part number. Let's start by clicking on A6 and typing a part number, say 5,000. Ultimately, the Vlookup functions that we enter in B6, C6 and D6 are going to give us the description, the price and the supplier of the part number. So that would be a large gearbox for 750 from Automotive Antiques. The reason the function has a V in the front is because it's a Vlookup, because this is a vertical list. So in B6, I'd like you to type equals VL and then double click Vlookup. The first thing it wants to know is where's the value that it has to look up. Well, it has to look up what I typed in A6. So I'll click on A6 and comma. Now it wants to know where's the table that contains the information that it's to find the description, price and supplier from. Well, the table's over here, F6 to I13, so I highlight F6 to I13 and then I'll press the function key F4 to lock that in because that never changes, comma. The third piece of information that the Vlookup function requires is the number of the column in the table. Well, the table's over here. The first column is the part number, the second is the description, the third is the price, and the fourth is the supplier. We're looking for the description, so that's the second column in the table. So I give it the number 2, comma. Now it requires either a true or a false. When a person types a part number in, do you want to find the closest or approximate match, or does it have to be an exact match? It has to be an exact match, so I'll type or double click false and enter. Immediately Excel tells me that 5,000 is a large gearbox. If I change the 5,000 to 6,000, I have a bracket. So the function looks up the value in A6, compares it to the table in F6 to I13 and gives you back what's in the second column, and it has to be an exact match. What I mean by an exact match is if I typed 5,500, it'll say not available. But if that was set to true, it would find the closest match, which probably would be a large gearbox. So I'll change it back to 5,000. I can now click on this function, particularly B6, double click the thin cross and fill it down. And in fact, I might set some test part numbers in here. So in A7, I'm going to type 2,000, under that 4,000, under that 6,000, and it's immediately given me the description. Now I could go to C6 and type the function all over again, but I'm wanting to actually copy the function that's in here across to C6. The function is pretty much the same that has to go into C6. I want the function in C6 to look at A6, compare it to the same table, but instead of returning what's in the second column, I want it to return what's in the third column, which is the price. So I'm going to drag the formula across to C6. I'm going to click on C6. I'll change B6 back to look at A6, and I'll change 2 to 3. So this function is looking at the part number in A6, comparing it to the table in F6 to I13, and giving me back what's in the third column, which is the price, 750. If I then click on C6, double click the thin cross, I can fill it down. If I then click on C6, I can drag the thin cross to the right to populate D6, and I'm just going to modify the function in D6 to return the supplier in the fourth column. So I'm on D6, I go up to the formula bar, change the 3 to a 4, and change B6 to A6. So they're all looking at A6. Then I'll click on D6, double click the thin cross, and fill it down. The Vlookup is very, very popular if it's to look up a value, to find that value in a list, and it's a vertical list, and return associated information.